Ningning, can you sing Rich Man? No. Nope. Nope, nope.
Oh my god, I don't know. It sucks, doesn't it? But you know, it's
Aespa this, Aespa that. Despite all the scandals Aespa has faced throughout their career, they've always first and foremost been known for their music.
Don't you know I'm a savage?
At least until something shifted. 2025 turned out to be a turning point for the girls, both musically, which we already discussed in previous videos, and in terms of their public image. You know, I actually started making this video back in August, and only in the past 3 months so much has happened that Aespa has been silently cancelled, but more on that a bit later. Hi everyone, my name is Nana, and today we are diving into all the scandals and controversies surrounding Aespa. Honestly, I don't even know how else to describe it, it's just gonna be hot and interesting, trust me. So grab yourself some tea or coffee because we are about to spill some. Those who haven't subscribed yet, please fix that mistake. These stats are crazy. This is the percentage of people who regularly watch but are not subscribed. I hope you're not one of them anymore. Don't embarrass me, please. Okay, without any further ado, let's get into it. For Karina, Winter, Giselle, and Ningning, life has never been smooth when it comes to scandals. When the girls debuted, their pre-debut photos surfaced online and they were accused of having plastic surgery. The company never confirmed this. In my opinion, there were some surgeries, maybe more than one. Like, here's Karina before and after debut, here's Winter, Ningning, and Giselle, but that's just an opinion, nothing confirmed, okay? There is no, like, actual solid evidence, photos from hospital and everything, and I don't want to get sued by the company, okay? Fans strongly deny any procedures at all. If you're one of those fans, you're probably gonna hate me for this, but open your eyes, okay? Anyway, I'm not stating anything as fact. The most attention in this regard, though, I have to mention it, went to Winter and Giselle. Drop your opinions in the comments. I think the attention was deserved. Before debut, Karina was also caught up in a controversy involving other well-known groups. Her friend allegedly uploaded screenshot of their chat. The screenshots were pretty incriminating. Karina was said to have insulted male idols from popular groups like EXO, NCT, and BTS. One of the alleged messages said, "I mean, it didn't used to be this bad, but I think our company and our idols now can't compare to that other company. I didn't like BTS originally because they are ugly." You may be like, yes, what? This may be fake. The thing is, in that conversation, the friend used the name Karina, and that's not her real name. Her real name is Jimin. Many people who think this conversation is real say that how could she know her stage name without being her friend before the debut, you know? And it makes sense, but the rumors that a girl would debut under the stage name Karina got viral around August, and the screenshot was released in September. So many assumed it was all just a marketing trick. Personally, I think it's weak marketing, but it can be. Either way, it wasn't something truly damaging. I haven't heard about it until making this video, but turned out that a lot of people in our community actually know this. Then in October 2021, Giselle faced backlash for mouthing a racial slur in a behind-the-scenes video for Savage. Yes, we are talking the N-word. The video showed her mouthing the word while listening to SZA. It was deleted quickly, but we all know that once something is on the internet, it stays there forever. I already have 2 videos on my channel about K-pop idols saying the N-word, maybe even 3. Each group handled it differently. Some stayed silent, others apologized. In Aespa's case, Giselle posted an apology on Aespa's official social media, saying she was unaware that she was mouthing the word and that she sincerely apologized for causing any pain or misunderstanding. Still, many people were disappointed, rightfully so, especially international fans. It led to ongoing criticism and even some fans unstanding her. For me, the issue wasn't only that she said it, though that's already bad enough, don't get me wrong, that's already a problem, but the context. From what I know, she is fluent in English, attended an international school in Japan, and knew exactly what the word meant. She's also a fan of rap music, and you can't be a rap stan without knowing the meaning of that word. Plus, this was a behind-the-scenes video uploaded on YouTube, meaning editors saw it and still didn't cut it out. Some people say maybe they didn't no, or maybe they didn't notice. But honestly, I think it was kind of an intentional trick for getting more attention because it sure got a lot. Yes, it is totally disgusting, but we've seen similar situations with Kiss of Life, all the projects, and others. They know what they're doing, they keep doing that. I'm not spoiling the videos I have. Go check them out after this one. Of course, we can't have a know for sure whether Giselle said the word purposely or why the editors didn't cut it out. You all probably have your own opinions about this, so share them. In 2022, during a performance at Kpop High School, an all-boys institution, Aespa reportedly faced harassment and poor security. K-pop fans, especially MICE, pointed out the lack of security at the venue based on the photos and videos. It was also reported that during Aespa's performance, some male students went up on stage and took selfies with the four members without their consent. The school said,
After conducting an internal survey among students, we found that several outsiders, not Kyungbok students, entered the venue. However, we did not allow them to participate due to safety concerns.
So basically they kind of apologized, but for me it was like, well, it wasn't our students, it's not our fault, but yeah, we are sorry. That same year, Aespa also appeared at Coachella. Yeah, people had a lot of questions. First of all, why did they get invited to Coachella just a year and a half after debut? That's pretty fast, and honestly I agree that's really quick. But also, to be real, there are many artists performing at Coachella that most of us have never even heard of. Anyway, I watched the entire performance, and to be honest, the vocals were slay. The crowd was singing along with them. They were kind of popular back then, of course not as popular as now, but still many knew the lyrics for their songs, sang along, and it shocked me. Technically speaking, it was a very solid performance. The girls performed on the main Coachella stage, yes, the main one. There are several stages if you didn't know, yes. So naturally, the wave of hate from Blinks, the fandom of Blackpink, was overwhelming. Okay, I'm sorry. Just for context, Blackpink performed at the Sahara stage back in 2019. It's not the main stage. The hate Aespa got from Blinks was really insane. But let's move on. In 2022, Ningning was criticized for supporting their Chinese short track speed skating team after they won their first gold medal at the Olympics. You might be like, well, what's the problem? She supported her homeland, she's Chinese. Well, here's the thing. China's win in short track speed skating caused major controversy because the Korean competitors claimed China cheated during the race. Basically, she supported China right after they were accused of winning unfairly by disqualifying the Korean players without clear reason. So the criticism of Ningning was growing, and her post on DAU Bubble, the platform where it was posted, was suddenly deleted, but not before netizens took screenshots. Yeah, it's kind of a boring scandal, but I remember it was big in 2022. I remember people talking about it, so I decided to put it here. I can understand people who disagreed with her because she works in South Korea, you know. I can get it, guys, but it's not something you hate a woman for. Not saying that you should hate a woman for anything, please don't twist my words. But then came 2023, and that's not so boring. 2023 is the year I personally boycotted that group. Aespa recorded a soundtrack for Apple's original movie TETRIS. TETRIS is a 2023 biographical movie based on true events surrounding the race to license and patent the video game Tetris from the Soviet Union during the Cold War. The problem is the film involved Russian participants who are still based in Russia, pay taxes there, and according to what I found online, openly support the occupation of parts of Ukraine. I'm not gonna put their names here, I don't wanna promote them. I know this might not be the kind of lighthearted part you expected from this video, but please stay with me. It will be brief. I just need to remind everyone that a full-scale war has been happening in Ukraine since 2022. If someone doesn't know, I've probably never said on this channel, but I live in Ukraine right now. As much as you guys might want to ignore it, I'm asking you not to. It's winter right now, and due to ongoing attacks from Russia, we regularly have no electricity, no heating, no water. What I say regularly, I mean, me personally, I live in a quite safe as possible possible as it can be safe city. I have no electricity for like 16 hours per day. No electricity means no heating and sometimes also no water. This is genocide. Please hear me out. Genocide, not just a political disagreement that y'all can ignore. Okay, so how does Aespa fit into all this? Their song Hold On Tight was recorded for the TETRIS soundtrack. You've probably heard it. I know a lot of people love this track. It's directly inspired by Russian culture as it interpolates their Russian folk songs. I'm not gonna also put the names of the songs, it doesn't matter. They are inspired by Russian culture. They are promoting Russian culture to the world in 2023. The melodies are literally present in the track. Of course, the girls did their best. Maybe they didn't know, but you have to be extremely uneducated to not know that the words going on. And yeah, you can tell me whatever you want that the company is in charge. No. Yes, guys, but they are the artists who sing it, who execute it, and it's on them. It's on a company, it's on Aespa. I'm going really mad. I know you didn't come here for that. To everyone who didn't skip this part of the video, I'm really grateful to. It means a lot to me. Let's go to something more interesting. In 2024, we got Karina's dating scandals. Yes, it's definitely more fun. You've probably heard about it. Karina apparently was dating an actor, and when they were in those early stages of a relationship, like dating for about a month, their relationship got exposed. It wasn't even an actual relationship yet, just the talking stage. So you can imagine how weird that feels. Karina had to apologize to her fans for being in a relationship. Yeah, let me say it again, at 24-year-old woman apologized for having a boyfriend, and then they broke up. Here is the timeline. In January 2024, Karina and Lee Jae-wook reportedly met at a Milan Fashion Week. In February 2024, the South Korean media outlet Dispatch published a report revealing that the two were dating. Both Karina's agency and Lee Jae-wook's agency confirmed their relationship. In March, hate comments and public backlash caused mental strain on the couple and mostly on Karina, because for some reason Korean society is really not nice to female idols. So-called fans shouted that Karina had betrayed them. Fans literally sent trucks to the agency with signs saying, "Do you not get enough love from your fans? Why did you choose to betray your fans?" Bro, I'm saying this and it just feels so weird and disgusting, as if this is some kind of different world. News outlets reported that the couple broke up after 5 weeks together, with both agencies confirming their split. Here is what Karina wrote in her apology letter.
Hello, this is Karina. I'm sorry for surprising and causing concern to my fans. I know many of you may have been disappointed, and I'm aware of the sadness recalling our shared moments brings. I deeply feel the regret and apologize for any hurt. I hope this letter conveys some of my feelings. I write this with the sincere intention of expressing my apologies to the fans who have given me the warmest winter since my debut. I want to mend any wounds and continue to grow with you all. Thank you for understanding, and I promise to work hard and mature without disappointing you in the future. Take care, and let's meet again with a brighter image. I'm sorry and grateful.
Draw your own conclusions. I think this doesn't even need commentary. I'm pretty sure we all are thinking the same thing. What the hell is this? Why is she apologizing? But yes, there really are these crazy obsessive people who think idols belong to them. And obviously, there are a lot of them since it got to the point of protest trucks and apology letters. Plus, the company's stock price dropped after the dating news, so maybe that's also part of the reason. Either way, it's terrible. I understand that Korea has a different culture and mentality, but I really think this is too much, with all my respect to the culture, you know. However, we have something not so one-sided. In May 2025, Karina faced backlash after posting a photo wearing a red jacket with number 2 during South Korea's presidential election period, which led to accusations of political endorsement. Many interpreted these symbols as a deliberate sign of support for the Conservative People Power Party and the candidate Kim Moon-soo. The post was deleted, but it led to a huge wave of criticism and a massive drop in Karina's brand reputation ranking. So after some digging and watching content about it, I came to a conclusion you guys might not like. But before I explain what I mean, here's something you just need to see.
Karina from Aespa is in hot waters with the Korean public right now due to an Instagram post she made. Her controversial post consists of her wearing a red jacket with the number number 2, as well as a red rose as a caption. The controversy is getting so big that it was even on the news. Here's all the background information you need to understand why this is a big issue in Korea. After impeaching President Yoon Suk-yeol, the one that called a coup, Korea is currently in election season this week and next week. These are the presidential candidates for this election, and as you can probably notice, each presidential candidate has a distinctive number and color associated with them. It's not a coincidence, this happens every single election. Each political party has a distinct color and is also assigned a number to make it a little bit easier for the voter when they figure out who they're voting for. Although there are multiple candidates, it's always determined between number 1 and number 2. Number 1 being the Liberal or the Democratic Party for the United States, and number 2, the Conservative or the Republican Party. During presidential election season, Koreans go all out. Campaigns will literally consist of songs singing the number as well as the name of the candidate. And given that these numbers and colors are everywhere, they're generally associated with their respective parties. Election season is already really sensitive in Korea, but this election is especially sensitive because previous president was impeached. He was from party number 2. And the impeachment itself took a lot of work from the Korean citizens, and it was pretty divided already in terms of whether or not he needed to be impeached. Fun fact, this president was impeached, and this president was jailed for embezzlement and bribery. The track record for party number 2 isn't that great. Koreans are ultra sensitive when it comes to colors and numbers, to the point where even regular citizens will use a fist to show off their I voted stamp instead of a number, because that again is a public indication of who you voted for. So where does Karina come in? The fact that she's a public figure who posted on her socials wearing the number 2, red, and having her Instagram caption being a rose, aka red again, is an indication that she's publicly supporting the Conservative Party. If you follow K-pop or K-drama, you already know how much Korean public figures are put under pressure and scrutiny. So the fact that Karina posted that during such a sensitive season is making the Conservative Party use her as a spokesperson, making people of the Liberal Party very disappointed in her.
After all, she is a 25-year-old woman who grew up in Korea, most likely received media training during her trainee days, and as I see it, she probably did it on purpose. You cannot tell me not to mix music with politics, because a person's political views say, let's just say, a lot about them. It's like supporting Trump during elections. You clearly know what you're doing it on purpose, and whether you like it or not, it tells a lot about you and who you are as a person. Are you guys here? Do you get it? I know that some of K-pop fans are young, but I hope you will understand it in any case. My final point is that we can't assume that all idols and celebrities are for democracy just because they are famous. And also the fact that they are famous and loved doesn't mean they are good people. Some are good, some are bad, some are stupid, you know. Just like any other human being, we all are different. Now, I don't know Karina personally, but considering the fact that other idols did their very best to avoid mentioning any numbers or colors during the election week, and Karina did this, I would assume for myself that it was a choice and not a coincidence. For all the fans saying that this is just hate with no foundation, guys, I think you don't fully get it. She's 25, she lives in Korea, and she knows exactly what she's doing. She knows the context of the country she was born in and she lives in. And at the end of the day, she's responsible for her actions as an adult and as a public figure. Yes, maybe when you personally looked at a photo, you just thought, wow, what a cool jacket. But that only means that you are not aware of South Korean political context, and that's fine. You don't have to know everything, but don't justify the actions of an adult woman who has influence and knows very well what she is doing. There are also speculations that Giselle got into the company through connections. On this channel, we call it Nepo Baby, yes, but technically it's a bit different. So there are speculations that Giselle only got into SM Entertainment because of her aunt, who was rumored to be dating Lee Suman, the CEO of the company at that time. After her aunt and Lee's dating rumors came out, netizens started speculating that this might be the reason why Giselle allegedly debuted less than 3 months after becoming a trainee, while other members, as far as I know, trained for 4 years in the company. Here are some comments from netizens about it.
Giselle is definitely nepotism. She looks out of place visually with the group, and everyone can dance, sing, and perform exceptionally well, except her. I wonder what her family connections bring to the table.
Honestly, before Aespa even debuted when I heard there was a member who only trained for 9 months. I had extremely high hopes for her. We all know how strict SM is with its training programs. Some idols train for 6+ years before they're allowed to debut, and others waste their entire youth in SM dungeons only to be dropped last minute, like Chaehyun for example. So I believe Giselle must be extremely talented to debut with so little training.
To be honest, I don't really care that much now because it's been 5 years since debut. Giselle fits into the group well now. She's really blossomed over the past couple of years, but also I can't deny that at the very beginning her skills were lower than those of the other members. Now about dating, we also have some tea. Winter got a lot of attention for allegedly dating Jungwon from an hyphen for allegedly going on a date with him. Now this is very allegedly because these are the so-called proofs. Not long ago, rumors also started about her dating, being in a relationship with Jungkook from BTS, which of course is also questionable. The rumors about Jungwon didn't last long, but the ones about Jungkook, they started around summer and are still ongoing. Honestly, from what I have seen, the proofs are not that convincing, matching phone cases from a famous brand or similar clothes. Overall, there's still a chance they might be dating. They look cute together. They can be dating, they may not be dating. Dating scandals are crazy. Ningning, along with Giselle, also raises many questions. Well, not exactly them, but their mismanagement. With Ningning, it's been noticeable from the start. She is the main vocalist of the group, but most of the high notes go to Winter. Look, Winter's voice is a gift from heaven. I have nothing against her. I love her high notes. However, in my opinion, Ningning is one of those members you can hardly ever question in terms of how she performs on stage, dances, sings, and so on. I think she deserves more attention. She got a little bit more attention with Richman in my opinion, but previously it wasn't much. Giselle has always been the main rapper of the group, but there are definitely questions about her outfits. Like really a lot of questions.
When I'm sexually find someone who can give you everything. And I said, well, I already have everything. I am a rich man. 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 I'm my own biggest friend and I'm high in demand. Don't care about what they say. They try not to assume but can't touch right. Up to my name is. Say my name is. I am a rich man. That's me, I'm reckless. I gotta focus on mind.
There's the theory that the company actually focuses the most on Karina. People say the company over focuses on her and that it is too much. She always starts song, gets a lot of center positions, solo promotions, and so on. In my opinion, fans' dissatisfaction makes sense, but I also get why the company might do that. Out of all Aespa members, Karina probably will be the most successful as a solo artist. Her song Up proved that, but now we have the scandal, so maybe no. But theoretically, she is the best among the members as a solo project. You would also be right if you said that Nana, Aespa is a group and not a solo project, and I agree. Opinions can completely differ here. I don't think that these outfits choices are fair though. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's go on. Ningning and Giselle, we are not over with them. They are so-called mean girls of all K-pop. That impression of Ningning came from her recent live streams.
Ningning, can you sing Richman? No.
Of Giselle from her content, her live streams, and the image the company gave her, or maybe the one she created herself. That same rap fan Hati was spinning here, who isn't afraid to post things that might provoke some reactions, but we actually have a specific video that made people call them mean girls. It was a live stream clip where the girls were asked how to deal with periods, and Giselle said,
Someone asked how to deal with periods, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know. It sucks, doesn't it? But you know, it's just means you're connected to the moon. The moon cycle. It's got your back.
Sorry, maybe I'm too boring or maybe I'm missing something, but to me that's not rude, that's like funny. For some people it may be a personal question. We also have some idols that probably don't have periods because of the poor diet and the schedule that they have, so it's not mean, but that specific clip made people call them the mean girls of K-pop. Ningning is Chinese, Giselle is Japanese, and boom, Ningning was accused of hating Japan. She bought a lamp in the shape of an actual explosion, decided to post it online, and triggered people. That wasn't triggering to me, but I think it really matters to understand the context. South Korea is in Asia, Japan is in Asia. During World War II, Japan suffered nuclear bombings in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I hope I said it right, sorry if no. Which, if you didn't know, was extremely tragic. I believe it's possible to use your head a little bit and not post something like that. We also gotta remember that Ningning debuted at 18, which is really young. She probably doesn't have any education. I hope she finished high school, but I'm not sure. She might not have known, not thought it through, and so on. Does that remove responsibility? No. What do you think about this whole situation? This September 2025, the girls released the mini album Richman, which, yeah, we already discussed in this video. And besides the album itself, there were, of course, promotions both in South Korea and the US. On September 12th, the girls performed on Good Morning America. Apart from the fact that the performance itself looked dry because of the lack of dancers, the audience also assumed that it was all lip syncing. I rewatched the fanshow videos from inside the studio where the performance was held, and I honestly can't tell whether that is a lip sync or just a very loud backing track. In any case, the entire performance, it was just mocked by the entire K-pop community. Literally everyone made fun of them. I haven't seen a single Aespa fan who said, yeah, that's their level, that's really good. In my opinion, the problem lies in the song itself, the lyrics, and the fact that it's an English version meant for an English-speaking audience. Cringe was kind of unavoidable with the lyrics. The lack of backup dances was probably the biggest mistake here. It looked like a high school graduation performance. I think it's really bad. The whole performance was just hard to watch. But after that, something more serious happened. Let's return to the youngest member of the group, Ningning. At the end of September, she showed her so-called collection of empty wine bottles during a live stream, which caused very mixed reactions. Some people were concerned, some criticized her for promoting that kind of lifestyle, and fans tried to defend her. Some worried it gave off the wrong image, saying it looked like she was drinking too much or even promoting drinking. Others dismissed the criticism and found it amusing, joking that it reflected the reality of life as an idol with this company. But later, Ningning cleared up the rumors herself. She said she had been collecting those bottles over the course of 2 years. Yeah, wait, that does sound weird. Like, why would you collect bottles? That's trash. Well, I don't know about the bottles, but I collect boxes from things that are important to me or just expensive. That's like a reminder for myself that I made it. Boxes are basically trash, but I keep them. On the other hand, if I ever sell something, it's better to sell it with the box. Or if it's electronics and I might have to return it to the store, the box is also necessary. So there's at least some function in my collection, but in a situation where a person collects wine bottles for 2 years in their room, you know, you see them every day. Yeah, that does sound weird to me. What do you think, guys? We probably will not reach one conclusion here, but I read every single comment and I really want to hear your thoughts. Maybe we'll figure out something together. That's all interesting and fun, but it's nothing compared to what we are gonna talk about now. This is the thing that people are starting to cancel Aespa for, and I mean cancel them for real, kick them out of industry, and maybe rightfully so, or maybe no. Let's talk about what happened at W Korea's Love Your W event, the one that's supposed to be about breast cancer awareness. Well, this year it turned into something completely different. The event took place at the Four Seasons Hotel in Seoul, and as usual, it was full of celebrities. We are talking BTS members, Stray Kids, Aespa, IVE, and tons of other big names. But instead of focusing on the actual cause, breast cancer awareness, the whole thing looked more like a luxury celebrity party. Clips started spreading all over social media. Idols drinking champagne, laughing, posing for photos, doing viral challenges. It honestly looked more like an after party than a charity event. And then Jay Park performed his song Mama. People immediately pointed out one of the lyrics, twins hanging on your chest, which was extremely tone deaf considering the event was literally about breast cancer. After fans called him out, Jay Park apologized, saying he meant no harm and just performed as usual, but the damage was already done. And W Korea didn't help the situation either. Their official posts and videos mostly show celebrities partying, almost no mention of the awareness campaign itself. No survivors, no doctors, no actual educational or emotional part, just stars with glasses of wine or champagne. One picture that really spread online was of the Seraphim's Kim Chae-won with Kazuha holding wine glasses, and this clip of Giselle looking kind of unsteady as she left the venue. It all added to the feeling that this event had completely lost its meaning. The W Korea posted an article literally titled "Inside W Korea's Breast Cancer Party." People were like, wait, what? That's a party? That's not just a bad choice of words, that's deeply insensitive and completely tone deaf. The backlash was so huge that they deleted the post, but they still haven't released any official apology, and that's the disappointing part. Since 2005, Love Your W was known as a fashion meets charity campaign, something elegant but meaningful. But this year, it just felt empty. It really makes you think about how easily charity events can lose their soul when the focus shifts from helping people to showing off. Now guys, let's talk like adults. Events like this are often held to improve the company's image just to tick a box. Like, look, we support social issues, we help some people, we are great. Sometimes they're even used for money laundering. Unfortunately, there are very little real purpose behind events of this type. Many people use them for networking, meeting new people, or simply for fun, just to have a good time, because obviously it's a place where you can have a good time. Here's what people said about it on Reddit's Kpop Unleashed.
This event has always been treated like it's the Met Gala. Literally, just a bunch of rich celebrities, cheebles, and big brands gathered in one room for networking purposes. From an idol's perspective, they're probably thinking, who would want to miss out on this huge opportunity?
As for Jay Park, he barely has any hits to begin with in his entire 20-year career, so he probably just chose his most popular song because, let's be honest, nobody knows his other tracks. Nobody's mad that they're networking and making money, but it's just like, why are dragging breast cancer awareness out of all things into this?
A lot of comments and opinions under that post confirm all these assumptions. For me, this is a serious topic to talk about. Based on all the information I gathered, processed while preparing this video, I came to one subjective but clear conclusion: that a large amount of people who take part in or go to such events, many of them simply don't care about the actual theme of the event. For many, it's just an excuse to make new, useful or not so useful connections, to drink, to have fun, or simply to go there because their company told them to go. If this so-called party hadn't been presented as a breast cancer awareness event, there would be no questions. In general, I'd like to talk a bit more about this event now. It wasn't just Aespa there. There were ITZY, Idol, LE SSERAFIM, Monster X, IVE, and Mix, All Day Project, yes, this project, Islet, Kiki, BTS, and Hype and Stray Kids, TXT, Somi, and many others. People on social media made a big deal out of the fact that everyone was having fun, and I get why. But it's been like this every year since 2005. In the end, celebrities are supposed to donate money, smile, wave at the cameras, maybe have some fun, but still there is a difference between having fun while remembering the goal why you're here, and the kind of fun where you just take selfies, vibe to music, and completely forget get why you came there? Judging from the videos, there wasn't some kind of wild rave where people went crazy, made TikToks to wow. Although, believe it or not, there were TikToks. And even though there was no rave, these grown idols could have at least thought a little. Maybe they could at least try to look less entertained and a little bit more dedicated to breast cancer awareness. Maybe they could have thought that even if they personally don't really care about the topic, the cameras are on them and all of it will end up online. Canceling idols who appeared in those videos or attended the party, that's up to you. This is a really long topic for a long discussion and you asked me to talk about it, so here we are. Let me show you specific videos that really damaged Aespa's reputation, like the one where Giselle almost falls, whether from alcohols or because of the heels. I'm pretty sure it could be heels, also it could be alcohol, it's not really clear from the video, so I don't know. Then this one where Karina does the sugar on your tongue challenge and touches her chest, which was clearly inappropriate considering the theme. The video of Ningning and Giselle dancing also went viral. Everything I wanted to say about this situation I've already said, so now I really want to hear your thoughts on this and the whole W Korea situation. Maybe pause the video and leave a comment right now so you don't lose your thought later, because this is a really conversational controversial. Yeah, this is really controversial. Your comments will greatly help the channel grow. Thank you all in advance. Someone in the community also asked me to mention the controversy with Aespa's desynchronization. That comment was before the release of Richmond, as you understood. I somehow even forgot about it, and of course before the release of Richmond, such a problem existed. Let's look at some clips.
Toots, party, yeah, music.
Well, you can see it yourself. I think until the dirty work era, everything was so much better, but if you really dig into it, even in the music videos, on stage in that same dirty work, the 2025 release, there are questions about synchronization. Not everything is perfect, but as we see, the average viewer is fine with it, and until a massive wave of hate comments, no one will pay attention. Actually, that wave of criticism never came before the release of Richmond and after the girls, of course. Guys, Richmond is a local meme on this channel. I don't know what happened, but here the choreography is bad. The girls are probably tired too because they are literally on tour. They just can't do their best every single time and every day. I get it. They got flights, little sleep, lots of rehearsals, lots of public opinion, and overall the choreography itself is not the best. Maybe even this song isn't something they personally love, and this is the result we have. Here, half of the blame is on the girls and half of the company choreographers and trainers. The synchronization of Aespa in Richmond is horrible. Well, it's not like horrible, it's just absent. They literally perform the same moves differently. Moreover, something happened with the style, and Karina looks so much taller than everyone else. Ningning looks like a child, and I say that as a short girl. Just everything went wrong in live performances and the overall picture looks so bad. Let's admit that I'm tired of how some fans, there aren't even that many of them anymore, but I'm tired of how some fans keep saying that everything's great and we're just hating for no reason. However, all this didn't stop the company from submitting Richmond to the Grammys. That's a submission so the song would be reviewed and maybe given some nominations, specifically Best New Artist. This decision was simply ridiculed. Online people made fun of them, of the company, though Aespa isn't actually the only K-pop group that made such a decision. Still, in some way I can agree. Richmond is definitely not the best choice. They could have chosen Whiplash or Supernova, but maybe that should have been done last year. Maybe it's too late. Richmond, guys, just let's pretend that comeback didn't exist. The synchronization is bad for a K-pop group, but does it make Aespa problematic? Not really. There are things more worth discussing. For example, at the music award show, IVE were receiving an award and member Ray cried while giving her speech. IVE debuted a year after Aespa and are considered their competitors. Aespa's reaction to IVE's tears didn't satisfy netizens. They kinda laughed and giggled. Well, for me that is a strange reaction, but maybe they just thought, wow, that's so cute, she's crying, and forgot about it. But people made it into the intrigue of the year. I don't really think that reaction is the best example of media training, of how idols should behave on such shows. I mean, they definitely know cameras are filming them and every reaction will be taken out of context. But we have another video clip that went viral in the internet and immediately got my attention. Here the girls meet the sister of Lara from Katseye. Her sister is also a singer. They kinda saw each other for the first time. According to the short clip that spread on TikTok, the girls greeted her and right after wiped their hands like it was disgusting to do that. I watched it several times and I was like, well, yeah, they literally did that, but then I went to the full video. The interaction doesn't look very natural. They are obviously uncomfortable because they're meeting literally for the first time, but there was no rudeness and no one was wiping their hands. Karina and Giselle were adjusting their dresses, so all this talk that Aespa wiped their hands after greeting Lara's sister, it's really forced. In any case, with each day, the girl scandals are growing. Lately, they are really being hated in the K-pop community. The main reason for this, in my opinion, is this specific post. Yeah, we discussed a lot of controversies that happened after, but that's what started the huge wave of hate. See, Dirty Work came out after the scandal, and to me, Dirty Work hate felt so forced, so I can explain it by saying that no one simply wanted to support a group with such a member, and even though the song itself isn't bad, it was portrayed as something of very poor quality. Before the scandal, the girls weren't what you'd call media angels, home reporters only praised, not at all. But both the N-word thing, their relationship scandals, and alleged plastic surgeries, none of this stayed in the netizens' mind for long. The release of Richmond didn't help their image. Lately, there's been a very loud discussion about their performances, that they just look bored on stage and they want to go home. Yes, I feel that too, guys. As I said, they could be very tired, they are on tour now, during which the mini album was released. You can imagine the amount of things they have to do: flights, rehearsals, recordings, everything. It's totally their job, don't get me wrong, but I can understand the exhaustion too. That's why the company better let them go on vacation, because in this way they'll just burn out and their performances won't improve at all. Right now they are on tour and they have a break planned in December, and after that again concerts, and I'm pretty sure this break between the concerts will still be spent on a comeback or some kind of work. They really need some rest. I hope the company will give it to them. They're now going viral for having bad performances, both on their tour and whenever they go, wherever they go. They are viral for bad reasons, and that's not a good thing, okay? What will happen next, only time will tell, but it's entirely possible that what happened with ITZY could happen again. They released one bad song after having previous hits, and that was it. Whatever they did afterwards, no one paid attention. Their following works were either ignored or assumed to be just as bad. Also, Cheshire could have been a relative hit if Sneakers hadn't come before it. With Aespa, it's really a bit different. Their fan base is larger than ITZY's was when Sneakers came out, so in theory that could have saved them. However, after a series of heavy slay main tracks, no one expected anything particularly bad. Everyone praised the girls for dances, vocals, performances, every music show win, every performance, like everything from Spicy to Whiplash was praised. The last comeback destroyed everything because literally every part of every performance of Richmond was dissected, called cringe, and mocked in the community. The company needs to give us such a powerful comeback that everyone will be stunned and say, yeah, they're icons again, icons are back. After all the scandals, of course, it will be harder though. But what do you personally think? Does Aespa have a future considering how brutal netizens are to K-pop artists? Will they achieve the same success they had in 2024, or maybe you think they will be even bigger? I read every single comment, so I'm eagerly waiting for your thoughts. You can also support this channel by becoming a sponsor. The button is right next to the button subscribe. Thank you guys for your support under every video. I'm sorry. I feel that the comment section here will be especially interesting. It was kind of peaceful under the previous video about Aespa, but here we have something to discuss. And just in case, I remind you to check this out. Thank you everyone. See you later. Bye.